Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much for listening here at WCBN Sports. You are listening to our coverage of Michigan softball as they attempt to sweep the Nebraska Cornhuskers in the first series of conference play here in 2019. My name is Nick Hornberg here at Alumni Field, and now as Michigan's players take the field, and starting in the circle for the Wolverines today, left-hander Megan Beaubien, been a very busy woman so far this weekend. Yesterday, doubleheader caused due to the postponement of the Friday game. Michigan played 2 games on Saturday, and as a result, Beaubien pitched the first leg, complete game, 6 innings, an 8-0 Michigan victory to secure her 10th win of the season and drop her season ERA down below 2 once again to 1.81. And in leg 2 yesterday, a 7-2 victory over the Cornhuskers. Megan Beaubien came in, pitched 2 innings to end the game and get her second save of the season. And now here she stands, possibility to record a statistic in all 3 games of this weekend. And not a whole lot of changes from lineups over the weekend. Nebraska with a top 3 of the order, Olivia Simmons, Tristan Edwards, and Samantha Owen. Then a heart of the order, Peyton Glatter, Lindsey Waljasper, and Courtney Wallace. And then cleaning up, and then rounding out the order, Bree Cassidy, Sarah Yoakum, and Maddie Unzicker. Riley Unzicker not in the batting order, however, starting in center field for the Huskers. And now as Olivia Simmons steps into the box for the Huskers to lead off this game. And Beaubien with the first pitch, and a swinging strike 1 by Olivia Simmons, bit on the off-speed pitch. Megan Beaubien, a fantastic freshman season last year, had a little bit of a rough start, fell back to earth a little bit to start this season, however, like much of the team, has rounded back into form, has improved to the mean, and her ERA back to a comfortable 1.81 as the second pitch in for a ball. And Beaubien takes the signal. Beaubien's third pitch, and strike 1. Or correction, strike 2 rather, a called strike 2 after Simmons swung at the first pitch. And now Beaubien finds herself out ahead, 1-2 count. Katie Alexander once again starting at catcher for the Wolverines, and a swinging strike 3. Olivia Simmons tried to hold up, and home plate umpire Matt Johnson made the signal to Cody Little over at third base asking for the appeal, and he indeed gave the swinging strike 3, and Megan Beaubien opens this game with a strikeout. And now Tristan Edwards, starting shortstop for the Huskers, and first pitch called strike 1, and once again an off-speed pitch froze Edwards as the ball settles into the middle of the strike zone. Tristan Edwards looked a little bit vulnerable out there yesterday, playing in shortstop, a couple fielding errors. However, Edwards still a strong hitter, 343 average, and second pitch foul tip back into the netting behind home plate, and Beaubien once again out ahead 0-2 this time. And now Tristan Edwards looks like she will have to swing to protect. Beaubien takes the signal. Beaubien delivers, and high, ball 1. And once again, 1-2 count, just as Beaubien found herself in with Olivia Simmons. Opportunity to record her second strikeout in as many batters. Beaubien delivers, and a swinging strike 3, and now 8 pitches in, but Megan Beaubien has 2 strikeouts. Both swinging strikeouts, as now third baseman Samantha Owen will step into the batter's box. One of only 3 Nebraska hitters to be hitting over 300 right now, and Beaubien has already fanned one in Tristan Edwards. And she will see the other one, Bree Cassidy, later in the lineup, and that ball is going to be put in play, and a catch over the head of Michigan shortstop Natalia Rodriguez, and just like that, Megan Beaubien, 9 pitches, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Wolverines, and now it will be their opportunity to bat, and Faith Canfield, just as she did yesterday, will lead off. Second highest average on the team, a .375 average, the senior. And it will be Lindsey Waljasper starting in the circle for Nebraska. Waljasper, starting the first leg of the doubleheader yesterday, went 4 innings, 4 scoreless innings, might I add, worked her way out of a couple jams, including a bases loaded, 1 out situation early on in the game. However, once she was taken out, Olivia Farrell came in, and suffice to say, the wheels came off completely for the Huskers. Back-to-back innings of giving up 4 runs and ultimately sealing the 6-inning 8-0 loss. Lindsey Waljasper, not the greatest start to the season. Started off, came into yesterday with an ERA of over 4 and a 4.4 win-loss record. She still has that 4.4 win-loss record, however. ERA back down below 4, 3.79, and certainly looked fairly composed yesterday. Be interesting to see. Michigan struggled to break through, to break her down yesterday, only striking, as stated, once Waljasper came out, but we'll see if they learned anything from their struggles yesterday. As Waljasper almost done warming up as Faith Canfield walks out into the box, the left-hander. Nebraska will be Bree Cassidy behind home plate at catcher. As stated, Lindsey Waljasper pitching. The infield, Maddie Unzicker, Yoakum, Edwards, and Owen. And then the outfield, Gladder, Riley Unzicker, and Olivia Simmons out in right field. And Waljasper looks to deliver the first pitch, and there's the delivery, and a swinging strike one in the dirt. Faith Canfield got out in front of that one. Looked to be a curveball down in the dirt. And Canfield steps back into the box. And Waljasper delivers, and foul tip into the side net out to catcher Bree Cassidy's right, and suddenly Faith Canfield finds herself behind 0-2. And Waljasper takes the signal from Cassidy. Waljasper delivery, and in there for a called strike 3, and Faith Canfield strikes out looking in 3 pitches. Not the start you want to see from your leadoff hitter. And now center fielder Natalie Peters will step in to the box to attempt to get the first hit of the game for either team. And Waljasper, the right-handed pitcher, delivers, and a swing. Ball in play straight to first baseman Maddie Unzicker, though, and now, through 4 pitches, Lindsey Waljasper has 2 outs. And now it will be Lexi Blair, starting left fielder, and highest average on the team, 383. The young freshman will step into the box to go against Lindsey Waljasper. Has the platoon advantage, left-handed batter against right-handed pitcher. And Waljasper, the first pitch, taken high for ball 1. That will be the first ball recorded in the inning by Waljasper. And Waljasper will deliver, and Blair once again opting not to swing, and that one is low and outside for ball 2. And first time Michigan player finds themselves out ahead in the count this game. Lexi Blair now up 2-0. And Lindsey Waljasper, the 2-0 pitch, and taken outside, ball 3. And now Waljasper has to hit the strike zone, and there is very likely there is no way that Lexi Blair will swing. While Jasper delivers, and Blair does not swing, and called strike one as expected. And now it gets interesting. And another beautiful day today for softball. Yesterday there was not a cloud in the sky. Today there's a bit more cloud cover, but the sun is out now, and it is about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, which this time of year is always welcome. And the 3-1 pitch taken low, ball 4, and Michigan has their first base runner. Lexi Blair, the freshman outfielder from Winter Garden, Florida. And Lexi Blair, 3 for 4 stolen base attempts on the season. Be interesting to see what Coach Carol Hutchins opts to do. And Alex Subcheck, the cleanup hitter, will step into the box. The right-handed batter batting .314 on the season. 3 home runs. And the first pitch taken inside, and Blair will run, and the ball all the way out into the outfield, but Blair will not try and stretch for third. Good recovery there by Riley Unzicker in center field as Bree Cassidy way overthrew second base. Actually, I think it's more that Tristan Edwards was not even there, but now Michigan has a runner in scoring position. And that will be a steal. Very aggressive by Carol Hutchins. Stolen base on the first pitch, and now here's the pitch, and that is taken low for a ball. Now 1-1 count. That first pitch in which Blair stole second was a strike. And now 1-1 count, 1-1 pitch upcoming. And taken high. And no, looks like off the forearm of Subcheck, who will take first base. Bree Cassidy doesn't really understand why. I don't think she thought it hit her. But either way, Subcheck, the senior from Bloomfield, Michigan, will stand on first base. Alex Subcheck, an alumnus of Mercy High School, the same high school alma mater as now former University of Michigan's star volleyball player Jenna Lerg. As now designated player Mackenzie Nemitz will step into the box for Michigan, the left-handed batter. Walljasper delivers the first pitch, and inside, strike one. And the team has designated today to be Mackenzie Nemitz Day as well. Now Michigan has runners on first and second. Walljasper delivers and swung on, fouled straight back, and Mackenzie Nemitz finds herself in an 0-2 hole. But either way, Walljasper finds herself in a little bit of a jam. 2 outs, runners on first and second after recording the first 2 outs in fairly quick fashion. Walljasper now thrown 12 pitches after getting her first 2 outs in about 4. Walljasper looks like reading a signal off a wristband, and Walljasper delivers and not swung on and taken low for ball 1. And Michigan, a bit of a senior-heavy lineups today. 5 seniors, including the current batter, Mackenzie Nemitz, the senior from St. Clair Shores, Michigan. And Nemitz stands back in the box. And Walljasper delivers, and Nemitz swings on it, puts the ball in play, and a routine grounder to second base. Play made by Sarah Yoakum over to first base, and Lindsay Walljasper escapes the jam and gets out of the inning, and we are still scoreless through 1. And Nebraska's non-starting players out there jogging from the dugout to the outfield wall and back. Of course, weather is getting better here in Ann Arbor, Michigan over the last week or so. However, still a bit chilly, and now the battle for players who aren't moving around a lot, of course, is try to warm up a little bit as Megan Bobian steps back into the circle. And Megan Bobian on 9 pitches got a quick 1-2-3 first inning. Michigan able to use 5 batters and give Bobian a bit of rest. And Megan Bobian was masterful yesterday afternoon, only giving up 2 hits in 6 innings, as Bobian now stands to face Peyton Glatter, the cleanup hitter for the Huskers. And first pitch taken high, ball 1. Peyton Glatter, the freshman starting left fielder, standing in the vaulted cleanup spot, but only hitting 161 on the season, but only her 10th game started this season as well. And Bobian delivers, and a swinging strike 1. Glatter looked like she was about ready to drive that ball over the center field wall. And Bobian stands to deliver the 1-1 pitch. Bobian delivers, and a swinging strike 2. Another one that Glatter looked like she wanted to drive out to straightaway center, but Bobian once again fooling her with a location high fastball. Now Bobian, 1-2 pitch, and taken outside. Ball 2, count is evened up. And now this will be Bobian's 5th pitch of the at-bat. And Bobian delivers. 2-2 pitch and a swinging strike 3. No, tipped. And a Glatter takes a moment of rest before stepping back into the box. She tipped it back into Katie Alexander's glove, but Alexander not able to hold on to it. And the 2-2 pitch, and tipped into Alexander's glove for Megan Bobian's 3rd strikeout in 4 batters so far in this young game. And now she'll face the pitcher, Lindsay Waljasper, who does bat for the Huskers. Bobian, of course, does not bat for the Wolverines. And Waljasper batting .257 on the season, pretty good, particularly for a pitcher, but frozen there on the changeup that hits right the middle of the zone and is now behind 0-1. And Bobian stands in, 0-1 delivery, and Waljasper fouls it straight back into the net behind home plate, and Bobian out ahead 0-2 once again. And Bobian, the 0-2 delivery. Waljasper puts that in play out at the corner in right field, but good positioning and the routine fly ball play by Haley Hoganrod out in the right field corner. And Bobian now through 2/3 of the inning and will face designated player Courtney Wallace. And first action by the Michigan outfield. Bobian, before that, 3 strikeouts and a ground ball. Correction, a line out to short. And the first pitch is low and outside, ball 1. Courtney Wallace, the freshman from Omaha, the designated player. Not often you see a team bat both the pitcher and the designated player. Courtney Wallace only hitting 192 on the season, though. And the 1-0 delivery, and high, ball 2. And now Megan Bobian is behind 2-0. And Bobian, the 2-0 delivery, and swung on and put in play straight to second base, and Michigan completes yet another 1-2-3 inning. Play by Faith Canfield over to Alex Sobczak, and Michigan, another quick inning, faced the minimum 6 batters as Megan Bobian, and now Nebraska's defenders take the field, and it will be Madison Uden who will lead off this second inning for Michigan, the 6th batter in the order, and following her will be Hoganrod and Alexander.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for coming out to Alumni Field today. It's once again time for the Michigan Softball Trivia Challenge, and today it's Mackenzie Nemitz edition. Our contestant today is Ariel, and today Ariel's going to be playing for a Michigan Softball prize bag. Ariel, are you ready?
And Wall Jasper steps out to warm up for the second inning. Worked her way out of a jam in the first inning, got the first 2 outs before surrendering 2 base runners. First, a walk to Lexi Blair, and then the steal, and then Alex Sobczak hit on the forearm with a pitch, but able to get out of the jam, forcing the ground out from Mackenzie Nemitz. And now here we are in the bottom of the second inning. And junior Madison Uden from Glendale, Arizona will lead off the inning for the Wolverines as previously stated. And this weekend has been a battle of longtime coaches. Rhonda Revelle, head coach of the Nebraska Cornhuskers, been in the dugout for in Lincoln since 1993, and of course Carol Hutchins, winningest softball coach in NCAA history, over 1,500 wins as head coach of the Michigan Wolverines, been in Ann Arbor since 1985. And Uden stands in the box against Wall Jasper. And Wall Jasper delivers, and Uden takes the first pitch low in the dirt for ball 1. And now Wall Jasper stands in the circle, the 1-0 pitch, and another one taken low and inside. And Uden is out in front 2-0. And Wall Jasper takes the signal from Cassidy. Wall Jasper delivers 2-0 count and swung on and lined straight into center field. And Madison Uden has the Wolverines' first hit of the game, a leadoff single into center field. And now Haley Hoganrod will step into the batter's box with a runner on base.
Now batting for Michigan, number 32, Haley Hoganrod.
And Wall Jasper will have another situation to work herself out of in the second inning. And Wall Jasper delivers, pop, fouled straight up, and yes, they will. It was Sarah Yoakum, the foul out, having to run into shallow right field past the baseline to make that play, but Haley Hoganrod, quick put out in one pitch. And now Katie Alexander, the catcher, lowest average in the starting lineup, hitting a mere 190, will attempt to succeed where Hoganrod did not.
Now batting for Michigan, number 17, Katie Alexander.
And Alexander stands in the box while Jasper delivers the first pitch and taken strike one, called right down the middle. Alexander opting not to swing. Alexander, the fifth and final senior in this batting order for the Wolverines. And while Jasper delivers and taken another called strike two. And now Alexander will have to swing to protect. And while Jasper one pitch away from getting 2 outs on the board after giving up the inning leadoff single to Madison Uden. And while Jasper delivers and outside, taken for a ball, the pitch out and thrown straight to first base. Madison Uden able to get back just in time, however, that was close. And now the 1-2 count. As Katie Alexander stands in the 1-2 delivery and another hit. And this one grounded into left field between shortstop and third base. And suddenly Michigan has runners on first and second with 1 out. A single by Katie Alexander into left field. And now Natalia Rodriguez batting ninth. Not often you see a player batting ninth in the lineup, a plus 300 average, but Natalia Rodriguez, the switch-hitting sophomore, batting .308 on the season. And now has an opportunity to drive in a run now with Madison Uden in scoring position. And the infield creeping up while Jasper delivers, and Alexander looked to start to run from second to third, but held up as Natalia Rodriguez looked to get a bit of a running start. And Michigan looking to be pretty aggressive on the base paths early on in this game. And either way, that pitch taken for a ball, and the delivery and taken high and away, ball two, as Rodriguez got the running start again as Nebraska's infield creeping up. And while Jasper now behind, 2 balls, no strikes against Natalia Rodriguez. And the 2-0 delivery and a bunt laid down, and that will be safe. Natalia Rodriguez beats out the throw and a bunt single. Michigan now has the bases loaded with 1 out with the top of the order coming up. Faith Canfield now has an opportunity to score at least 1 run. Canfield stepping up into the box, the top of the order. And while Jasper, just like yesterday, has a bases loaded 1 out jam to work out of. She was able to get out of it yesterday. And while Jasper will deliver, and Canfield takes strike 1. And 3 hits in this inning after both Michigan base runners were given free passes. First the walk and the hit by pitch. Now singles by Madison Uden, Katie Alexander, and Natalia Rodriguez. A bunt single by Natalia Rodriguez loads the bases, and ball put in play, and the throw to home, and Madison Uden out at home, but the bases still loaded. 2 outs. Michigan not able to get a run across. And Nebraska's infield had played up, and Canfield hit a grounder straight to Maddie Unzicker. Not the result you'd want to see if you're Coach Carol Hutchins. However, the bases are still loaded, and Natalie Peters, the center fielder, stands in the box against Lindsay Waljasper. Waljasper only 1 out away from getting out of yet another bases loaded 1 out situation. And the delivery, running start by Peters, but fouls it out into the stands behind Nebraska's dugout. And Short pause before Peters steps into the box. Waljasper the delivery, and another jogging start, pitch high. Cassidy had to get to her feet. Looked like it may have been another pitch out situation. Either way, the call 1-1 as Nebraska brings an arm over to the dugout. Very strange right there, but either way, the 1-1 delivery and another ball, 2-1, and Natalie Peters now with an advantage. And bases loaded, 2 outs. Waljasper 2 strikes away from getting out of this jam. However, 2 balls away from scoring a run, and ball put in play, popped up into shallow center, and the running started, and it will get down, and Michigan will score 3 runs. And Michigan out front 3-0 on the short pop-up double by Natalie Peters. Nebraska left fielder Peyton Glatter had to charge in from left field, still not able to get there in time, and Tristan Edwards not able to get back out. And the indecision by the Cornhuskers costs them perfectly placed. Pop up into second field, then Rhonda Ravel comes out to talk with the umpire, and evidently there's something that they don't like, as the 3 umpires will stand and converse. And Natalie Peters now standing over at third base. Not sure what's going on here as Ravel walks out to talk with her team and will address all 10 players out, but either way, looks like everything will resume as normal as the umpires move out back to their respective spots, and now Matt Johnson will come to the circle and telling Ravel to hurry it up, I believe. But either way, Michigan plates 3 runners across in the second inning against Lindsay Waljasper. And what happened is Peters hits the double to left field, scores Canfield, Rodriguez, and Alexander, and advanced to third on a throwing error. I think Cassidy may have mishandled the throw to home plate, which was never going to be in time. But either way, Michigan, now 2 outs, a runner on third, has plated 3 runs across. And Waljasper, after not giving up any runs through 4 yesterday in the first leg of the doubleheader against the Wolverines, now has conceded 3, and Lexi Blair takes the first pitch high for a ball 1. And Lexi Blair walked in the first inning as Blair lines one into the right field corner, and it will go down, hits off the wall, and Blair will run to second. That'll be a very frightening play, but Blair collides with Riley Unzicker. Correction, that was Sarah Yoakum. And Blair took a little bit of time to get up as Carol Hutchins walks over to her along with a medical specialist. And they're talking it over, but that ball, perhaps a little bit too much zip out of it coming off Lexi Blair's bat, hits off the wall and bounces straight over to right fielder Olivia Simmons, and a quick throw over to Sarah Yoakum. Looks like it may have gotten in time, but the slide under the tag by Lexi Blair and collided with Sarah Yoakum to such the degree, and actually rather that was Tristan Edwards, the shortstop, moving over. But either way, the collision caused Edwards to drop the ball, and no interference will be called, but in all that confusion, Natalie Peters did score from third base, so Michigan has now plated 4 in this inning against Lindsay Waljasper, and the first pitch taken for a ball to Alex Sobchak. Waljasper delivers, and another ball as Waljasper looks to be coming apart in this inning a little bit as Alex Sobczak now up 2 balls, no strikes. And the 2-0 delivery and taken outside, ball 3. And Waljasper in danger of giving up another base runner. All of Michigan's runs have been scored with 2 outs here in the second inning. And the 3-0 delivery and a called strike 1 as Alex Sobczak, with her body language very openly, did not have any intention of swinging at that 3-0 pitch, which not uncommon when you're ahead 3-0, but now the 3-1 pitch incoming. And Waljasper delivers, and a swing, foul tip off the dirt, and now just like that, the count is full on Alex Sobczak. And now the payoff pitch upcoming as Waljasper consults her wristband. And Waljasper payoff pitch to Sobczak, and Sobczak swings on a pitch in the dirt, and a strike 3 will end the inning, but Michigan plates 4 runs in the second inning off Lindsay Waljasper. And if you're Coach Carol Hutchins, you can't help but be happy with the output from the team in that second inning. Michigan loaded the bases with 1 out, and then a fielder's choice by Faith Canfield got Madison Uden thrown out at home, but still bases loaded, 2 outs. And then Natalie Peters hits a double, advancing to third on an error, scoring 3 runs. And then on a double down the right field line by Lexi Blair, another run plated across Natalie Peters, making the quick move from third to home. Michigan out ahead 4-0 on 5 hits. Now in this still young softball game, 2 innings done for both teams. Michigan up 4-0 on 5 hits as Megan Bobian moves back out into the circle for her 3rd inning of work. And now Bree Cassidy will lead off the inning for the Huskers. And Bobian's first pitch is put in play by Cassidy straight to shortstop, thrown over to first base, and an easy routine ground ball by Natalia Rodriguez out at shortstop. And another 1 pitch out. Megan Bobian making quick work of this Nebraska lineup. And now Sarah Yoakum, starting second baseman for the Huskers, hitting .200 on the season, only starting her 8th game. Waljasper, the delivery and swing, foul ball down at the feet. And Bobian once again finds herself out ahead 0-1. And Bobian with the delivery and another foul ball out over the roof. No, that one finds its way into the back of the stands behind home plate here at Alumni Field. And Bobian out ahead 0-2 on yet another batter. And Bobian delivers the 0-2 count, and foul ball straight into the back of the net behind home plate, and Yoakum just barely able to stay alive. As Bobian takes the signal, and Bobian delivers, and a swinging strike 3 on a high fastball, and Sarah Yoakum goes down, and Beaubien, once again, a quick 2 outs in this third inning as Maddie Unzicker, the 9th hitter for Nebraska, will come in to face the left-hander from Newport, Michigan. And Beaubien delivers, and pitch taken low and away, ball 1. Beaubien delivers, and a swinging strike 1. Maddie Unzicker, another one, powerful swing, looking to drive that one over the wall. And the 1-1 delivery high for ball 2. As Katie Alexander looks over to the dugout and now gets into position as Beaubien delivers the 2-1 delivery and high and inside for ball 3. And Katie Alexander takes a couple steps toward home plate towards the sophomore pitcher and looks to deliver some words of encouragement as now Beaubien, 3-1 count, in danger of giving up her first base runner. And Beaubien, the 3-1 delivery and a swinging strike 2. And now Beaubien has run the count full, 2 outs in this third inning. And Beaubien is now 1 pitch away from either giving up her first base runner in the game or working another 1-2-3 inning. Beaubien, payoff pitch and a swinging strike 3. The low to high fastball fooling Madison Unzicker as Megan Beaubien, another 1-2-3 inning. And Michigan will now have the opportunity to bat as Nebraska takes the field again for a third inning of batting as Michigan plated 4 runs across in the second. Mackenzie Nemitz will lead off the third inning for the Wolverines as Lindsay Waljasper is out for a third inning of work after holding the Wolverines to no runs in her 4 innings of work yesterday. Got shelled last inning as Michigan's batters finally got to her. And now a short break in the action as Nebraska's fielders warming up and Waljasper taking a few warm-up pitches as Mackenzie Nemitz standing on deck ready to lead off the inning. The Wolverines' designated player hitting .282 on the season. 0 for 1 so far today. And now Nemitz making her way over to the box as Nebraska's infield having a bit of a meeting in the circle. And Waljasper palms her bag of chalk. And taking her time a little bit with starting this inning as now Nemitz steps into the box. And now Waljasper toes the rubber. And Waljasper, the first pitch, taken low and away. Ball 1 to Mackenzie Nemitz. And Nemitz stands in the box, and the 1-0 delivery taken inside for ball 2. And Nemitz finds herself out ahead 2-0. And Now Wall Jasper, the 2-0 delivery, swung on, driven high in the air, and it will go back, gone! Mackenzie Nemitz, on Mackenzie Nemitz' day of all days, hits a home run over the center field wall, about 230 feet just to the left of straightaway center, as the whole team comes out to home plate to congratulate the senior as she plates Michigan's 5th run off a solo home run to lead off the bottom of the 3rd inning. And Matt Johnson brushing off home plate as Madison Uden stands ready to get in the box as there's another discussion in the circle with Nebraska's entire team coming in, or entire starting team rather, coming in the circle for a short conference. And Madison Uden steps in to the box. Madison Uden providing the Wolverines with their first hit of today, a single last inning. Wall Jasper delivers, and Uden takes it low and in the dirt. Ball 1 again. And Nebraska has an arm up in the bullpen, cannot see who. And another pitch high, and once again, Uden out in front, 2-0. Same count Mackenzie Nemitz was in when she hit a shot over the wall in center field for the Wolverines' 5th run of this afternoon. And 2-0 pitch, and well placed, strike 1. And just to remind you, you are listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan softball. My name is Nick Hornberg, and we appreciate you very much for listening. Wall Jasper, the 2-1 delivery, and swung on and tipped back into the netting. And Uden has the count evened up at 2-2. And Wall Jasper taking her time between pitches. As Wall Jasper, the 2-2 delivery, swung on and tipped back into the stands. No, it looks like beyond the stands, so out of the stadium by Madison Uden. And Uden battling to stay alive with 2 strikes. And Wall Jasper, 2-2 delivery again, and another shot out into right field, and that will be another home run for Madison Uden. Michigan hits solo home runs on back-to-back at-bats. Uden's lined straight out into right field between the outfield sections, much longer than Nemitz's. That one may have been out 260, maybe 270 feet. And Michigan has now plated 6 in the game, 2 in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and still no outs. A pair of solo home runs, first Mackenzie Nemitz, and then Madison Uden. And Haley Hogenrod, the 7-spot hitter, stands in the box with no outs, nobody on base after a pair of solo home runs. Wall Jasper delivers, and Hogenrod out in front of an off-speed pitch, down 0-1. First pitch strike of the inning for Lindsey Wall Jasper. Hogenrod a bit ambitious. Looked like she may have wanted to add to make it 3 consecutive home runs. And Hogenrod, the right-handed hitter, oriented towards left field, looked to complete the trifecta as Nemitz's home run was in straightaway center and Uden's went to right. And Hoganrod takes a second strike as Waljasper now out ahead 0-2, stands in good position to get her first out. And now Hoganrod with contact on the ball, and Hoganrod with a third home run out to left field, painting the barrier right at where the 200 is painted into the wall, just in front of the baseline. And Haley Hoganrod now adds to Michigan's tally 7 runs in the game, including 3 consecutive solo home runs. That one didn't look like it was going to get all the way out, but that's a short left field, 200 feet. And Hoganrod gets just over, maybe 205, 210. But Michigan, 3 consecutive home runs. Then Rhonda Ravel out talking with Lindsay Waljasper. And Waljasper gives the ball up, and her day will be done through two innings of work, only 6 outs, but gives up 7 runs, 3 of them in this inning by the solo home run. And a bit of a rough day for Lindsay Waljasper after a strong 4 innings yesterday. And Michigan, 18-10 on the season, now looks to be in strong position to extend that win total out to 19. And now Courtney Wallace looks like she will move from designated player to pitcher and replace Lindsay Waljasper, and likely Riley Unzicker will then be moved into the batting order. And Courtney Wallace standing ready. The entire team comes over to the outside of the circle for a short conference. But now Courtney Wallace. There's a silver lining for Nebraska is that Wallace comes in no base runners. A clean slate for Courtney Wallace to work with, but either way, Michigan now up 7-0. As Michigan has painted the outfield so far this inning. Mackenzie Nemitz a home run to straightaway center. Madison Uden a home run to right. And Haley Hoganrod a home run to left. And the first pitch taken low for a ball to Katie Alexander. And Alexander, the catcher, with a single in the second inning, 1 for 1 so far today. Alexander, 203 batting average on the season, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs. And now Courtney Wallace's second pitch taken low for another ball, and Alexander finds herself out ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. And swung on and put in play down the third base line, and Nebraska records their first out, a routine ground ball throw across the infield from third to first by Samantha Owen. And now it will be Natalia Rodriguez stepping up to the batter's box against Courtney Wallace. Courtney Wallace first pitch, and Rodriguez takes it low and away for a ball one. And now Wallace steps back up into the circle. And the delivery, and Alexander tips it back into the netting, and count even up at 1. As Courtney Wallace takes a signal from Bree Cassidy. And now the 1-1 delivery, and Alexander looking to get that one down, but tipped away foul outside the third base line. As the count runs to 1-2. And Alexander behind in the count. The 1-2 delivery, and Alexander able to put it in play, but a jumping catch over the head. Excellent play by Samantha Owen. And now there are 2 outs in the inning. And Courtney Wallace has recorded 2 quick outs since replacing Lindsay Walljasper. And Faith Canfield, the leadoff hitter for the Wolverines, now having batted just like a handful of others in consecutive innings. And the first delivery down the third base line, that is ruled fair. No, it's not. Foul. And moved just outside the third base line before Samantha Owen able to get it, and Faith Canfield escapes, as that was a routine ground ball and would have been a ground out, but Canfield steps back into the box behind 0-1. And the 0-1 delivery from Courtney Wallace swung on and tipped back into the net by Faith Canfield. Now behind 0-2, and Wallace with an opportunity, 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. And Wallace, the 0-2 delivery, swung on, put in play, and grounded straight to second. Charging hard is Yoakum, and Nebraska escapes the bottom of the third inning, but not before surrendering 3 runs, as the Wolverines, 3 consecutive solo home runs by Mackenzie Nemitz, Madison Uden, and Haley Hoganrod, chasing Lindsay Walljasper from the game and getting out ahead 7-0 through 3 innings, as Courtney Wallace comes out and gets 3 consecutive outs to finally escape the third inning, as Nebraska finds themselves in a 7-run hole. And now Megan Bobian has walked out to the circle for her 4th inning of work, and for the 2nd consecutive inning got quite a lengthy rest between innings. And now Bobian stands in the box, and 4th inning is now underway. The first pitch to Olivia Simmons, taken low and inside for ball 1. As Bobian, the 1-0 delivery, and Simmons swings on it, pop up into play, but straight to Madison Uden, and Bobian, 2 pitches in, gets the first out of the 4th inning. As Tristan Edwards steps into the batter's box for the Huskers. And Bobian, the delivery, called strike one. And Bobian now out ahead, 0-1, takes the signal from Alexander, and Bobian, the 0-1 delivery, and that one just slipped out of her hand, hit the dirt even before it got, I think, even into the batter area. And needless to say, count is evened up 1-1. And Bobian, the 1-1 delivery, and a high fastball swung on and missed by Tristan Edwards, and Bobian finds herself in another 2-strike count. And Bobian, the 1-2 delivery, and another one that may have slipped. Looks like, actually, this one may have gotten out of her hand too late, as that one way high, as Alexander had to stand up to field that one, and the count evened up at 2. And Bobian, the 2-2 delivery, and foul tip back into the stands. Pretty good crowd here at Alumni Field, just like yesterday. A little bit lighter out in the right field section today, but still the grandstand well filled, and even a couple Nebraska fans making the long trip from Lincoln. And the 2-2 delivery, and a called strike 3, and Megan Bobian, her 6th strikeout in 3 1/3 innings. And that is also Megan Bobian's 110th strikeout of the season. And this is also her 101st inning of work in the season as well. And Bobian, first pitch to Samantha Owen, an off-speed pitch, a called strike 1. And Bobian has the Nebraska hitters having no idea what's going on. And Megan Bobian stands up and toes the rubber. Bobian, the 0-1 delivery, and high, ball 1, count evened up. As Bobian looks over at the dugout along with Katie Alexander, looking for a signal, and they receive it, and Bobian toes the rubber. Bobian, the 1-1 delivery, and way high again, and you can see Megan Bobian is frustrated. That is now 3 pitches that she has just completely missed and gotten the release wrong. In this inning, 1 in the dirt, and 2 way too high. And Bobian, the delivery, put in play, no, fouled away, and bit of a moment there. Almost hit, believe that's a BTN Plus camera there, the foul ball from Samantha Owen, as Alex Sobchak not able to come over and make the play from first base. Count evened up at 2. As Bobian, the 2-2 delivery, and another one high. That one not too high, but either way, Samantha Owen has worked the count full. And Bobian toes the rubber. Bobian, payoff pitch, and swung on and missed. And Megan Bobian, her 7th strikeout of the game, and works another 1-2-3 inning. As the sophomore about to step over to the dugout as Nebraska retakes the field. Courtney Wallace still in the circle after replacing Lindsey Waljasper after 3 consecutive solo home runs to start the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now Wallace will come in to work the bottom of the 4th. Michigan up 7-0 through 3.5 innings. Michigan 8 hits so far.
All right, everyone, we're back stationed by the Michigan dugout. It's time for our 2nd edition of the Michigan Softball Trivia Challenge, Kenzie Nemitz edition. Today's contestant is Logan, and Logan's going to be playing for a Michigan Softball prize pack. All right, Logan, are you ready? Yep. All right, here's your question. Who sings Kenzie's walk-up song? Is it Queen, Kings of Leon, or Queen Latifah? Queen. It is Queen! That is correct! Way to go, Logan! You won a Michigan Softball prize pack. Thanks for playing.
And now Natalie Peters steps up to the batter's box as Nebraska's infielders huddle around Courtney Wallace for a short conference before the start of the bottom of the 4th inning, as Carol Hutchins now moving back into third base coach's box. And, of course, Coach Hutchins can't really be more pleased with what she's seen the last 2 innings. Michigan has plated 7 runs in 2 innings. Now hold a 7-0 lead. And the first pitch and put in play. No, foul, just barely foul. Natalie Peters could have had a triple in the corner if that touches down a little bit sooner before it gets past the third base line, as that was well over Samantha Owen's head, and that was coming away from left fielder Peyton Glatter. But no luck, as Peters now behind 0-1. And Courtney Wallace, 0-1 delivery, and taken high. Count evened up. Ball 1. And Courtney Wallace toes the rubber, 1-1 delivery, and swung on, but another foul tip down the third base line by Natalie Peters. And now Courtney Wallace, the 1-2 delivery, and hits Peters in the shoulder, and Peters looks hurt. I don't know if that hit her right on the elbow pad. Actually looked like probably hit her above it. And Peters trying to walk it off, but that looked painful. But Michigan now has a base runner early in this inning, but Trainer out there as Peters takes off the elbow pad as Coach Hutchins walks over to assess the situation, assess Peters' situation. And it looks like Natalie Peters will stay in the game. But now a short stoppage while head coach Carol Hutchins, the head trainer, along with first base coach Bonnie Thole, talking it over with Natalie Peters. And now Coach Hutchins will move back over to third base as Natalie Peters will stay in the game, to a round of applause from the Michigan faithful.
Now that's for Michigan, number 3, Lexi Blair.
And now Lexi Blair is in, takes the first pitch away for ball 1. And Wallace, the 1-0 delivery, high, ball 2. And Lexi Blair out front, 2 balls, no strikes. And Courtney Wallace looks over at the dugout. And Wallace, the 2-0 delivery, taken outside, ball 3. And Lexi Blair now ahead, 3 balls, no strikes. And Nebraska in danger of having 2 base runners on with no outs yet again. And Wallace, the delivery, and taken, called, strike 1. And now the count 3-1 as Wallace with the delivery and called strike 2. The count is worked full by Courtney Wallace. And Wallace toes the rubber as Wallace delivers the payoff pitch, swung on and put in play by Lexi Blair. And Nebraska will throw over to first base, but off target. And Unzicker is carried off the base as Lexi Blair reaches first base. Probably not sure if that will be called an error or an infield single, but either way, Michigan has runners on first and second with no outs as Alex Sobczak steps up into the batter's box, and it will be a throwing error charged to number 24, Tristan Edwards, and her rough weekend at shortstop continues. And the first pitch taken away for a ball. And Wallace delivers, and another pitch in the dirt. And Sobczak finds herself out in front, 2-0 once again. Wallace looks over to the dugout, consults her wristband, and now toes the rubber. Wallace, the 2-0 delivery, and a called strike 1 to Alex Sobczak. And now Wallace takes her time, now winds up the 2-1 delivery and swung on and tipped back into the netting by Sobczak. And now the count even at 2-2. Two-two delivery, swung on, tipped into the side netting. Sobczak a little bit behind. But either way, battling to stay alive now. As Wallace delivers, swung on, put in play by Sobczak. Will it drop? Yes, it will drop. Michigan has an opportunity to score a run, a single, and Hutchins motions for Natalie Peters to hold up at third base as it looked like it would be caught by either Yoakum or Unzicker as it dropped, but now as Bohemian Rhapsody plays to signal the arrival of Mackenzie Nemitz in the batter's box. Michigan bases loaded, no outs, as none of the Michigan players were able to get a running start as it looked like the ball was going to be caught, but all advanced one base. And Natalie Peters forced to stay at third. Michigan bases loaded, no outs. Mackenzie Nemitz is up. Nemitz led off the bottom of the third inning with a solo home run to straightaway center field. And now Wallace delivers. Nemitz takes ball one high. And Wallace consults her wristband and toes the rubber. Wallace, the 1-0 delivery, and Nemitz able to hold up, pitch in the dirt, and once again, a Michigan batter ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. As Courtney Wallace stands in, delivers the 2-0 pitch, and swung on strike 1. Mackenzie Nemitz. And now 2-1 in favor of Mackenzie Nemitz. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1 delivery from Courtney Wallace. Nemitz swings again and tipped into the side netting. And Coach Hutchins standing over at third base, giving instructions to Mackenzie Nemitz and swinging, and now count evened up at 2. And a little bit of an update around the sports world. Michigan women's basketball, unfortunately, their season ends today, losing 71-50 in the round of 32 of the NCAA tournament against top-seeded Louisville. And in the men's tournament, Michigan, having made the Sweet 16, as the University of Tennessee is currently in the midst of an all-time tournament choke against Iowa. Nemitz puts the ball in play into the outfield, and Peters will score, and Blair is forced back to third base. But either way, Michigan ahead now 8-0. And now the Wolverines getting into territory of flirting with the mercy rule to complete the sweep of Nebraska. But now bases loaded, no outs. And Michigan has plated a run in this inning, and Carol Hutchins moving over to talk with umpire Matt Johnson. Not sure for what purpose, and now we know a pinch runner, Mackenzie Nemitz's day is done. And in her stead will be Grace Shellman. And Mackenzie Nemitz's day saw Mackenzie Nemitz hit a solo home run to lead off the third inning and a 1 RBI single. And she will exit the game. Wallace, the delivery to Madison Uden, taken high for ball 1. And Courtney Wallace, delivery, and called strike 1. And a bit of confusion at the scoreboard. That first pitch not recorded as a ball, but on the main scoreboard here at Alumni Field, but the count is 1-1. And Wallace, the 1-1 delivery, swung on by Uden and tipped into the glove. Strike 2. And now the scoreboard is fixed. Madison Uden behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes, in danger of being the first out of this bottom of the 4th inning. And Uden tips back into the net, stays alive, but still down 1-2. A high fastball by Courtney Wallace. Wallace, the 1-2 delivery, swung on by Uden, put in play, lined into left field, and another run will score. Lexi Blair, and now 2 runs will score as Michigan now extends their lead to 10. Alex Sobchak scoring from second base, as well with Lexi Blair from third. Michigan now ahead 10-0 in the bottom of the 4th. And now Haley Hoganrod will stand in the batter's box for the Wolverines as Nebraska's infield comes in for a short conference. And short pause. Wallace looks over to the dugout as Hoganrod settles into the batter's box. And first pitch called strike one on Haley Hoganrod. And now Michigan, if they maintain the 10-run lead, next inning the game will end. And the first pitch, Hoganrod, grounder to third base, mishandled by Samantha Owen, and another run will score as Grace Shellman scoring from third base on the fielding error. Hoganrod safe at first base, and Madison Uden at third. And Carol Hutchins motioning over to the dugout. Looks like Haley Hoganrod's day might be done as well. But either way, Michigan up 11-0. And now actually a pinch hitter called as Katie Alexander's day appears to be done, and Abby Skavars makes her first appearance today for Michigan. Runners on first and third, no outs in the bottom of the fourth. Michigan up 11-0. And first pitch taken low, ball one to Abby Skavars. And the 1-0 pitch, and swung on, tipped back into the netting. And Skavars looked like she wanted to drive that and end today's game. And the 1-1 delivery, and put in play, no, rolls foul down the first base line, and it will be 1 ball, 2 strikes on Abby Skavars. And another pinch hitter in the on-deck circle. Taylor Bump is in. Looks like Natalia Rodriguez is done, or the day is also done. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and put in play and into the outfield. And Madison Uden will score from third base. Michigan now ahead 12-0 on a pinch hit single by Abby Skavars. And now Carol Hutchins over talking with Matt Johnson once again, as Taylor Bump stands in the on-deck circle replacing Natalia Rodriguez. And now Nebraska takes a short pause as a couple other arms moving into the bullpen for Nebraska. Looked like Reagan Mergel will move into the bullpen to start taking pitches for the Huskers. And first pitch, a strike one against Taylor Bump. And the 0-1 delivery by Wallace taken outside, and count evened up at 1. And now the 1-1 delivery, taken outside, ball 2. Runners on first and second, no outs still in the bottom of the 4th inning. Michigan has plated 5 runs in the 4th inning, a 12-0 lead over Nebraska. Huskers also committed 4 fielding errors. And now a long fly ball, but caught in right field by Olivia Simmons for the first out of the bottom of the 4th inning. Taylor Bump with a fly out, and Nebraska finally gets an out in the 5th inning. Runners still on first and second. Nobody moved over. But now Michigan calls another pinch hitter as Faith Canfield's day is done. In comes Gianna Carasone. And Coach Carol Hutchins looking to empty her bench on the last day of this series.
Number 23, Gianna Carasone.
And now Courtney Wallace delivers. And first pitch called strike 1. As Courtney Wallace consults her wristband, as Carasone stands the 0-1 delivery, and Carasone grounds it in play, and Nebraska will be able to make a play at third base, getting the second out, but it remains runners on first and second with 2 outs. The fielder's choice by Carasone, and Abby Skavars out at third. Sorry, Haley Hoganrod out at third. Skavars is still on second base, Carasone on first. And in comes to replace Natalie Peters, number 24, Megan Overitis. Correction, Morgan Overitis, rather. And now Courtney Wallace can get out of the 5th inning as Overitis squares around to bunt, but ultimately pulls off as the first pitch from Courtney Wallace outside for ball 1. As Wallace consults her wristband, and now the 1-0 delivery. Overitis pulls away again, and Overitis puts the ball in play, but a routine ground ball to second, and Nebraska finally gets out of the inning. Edwards to Yoakum, but not before Michigan plates 5 runs to take a 12-0 lead. And now Megan Bobian can come back in the 5th inning, an opportunity to end today's game.
I came to Michigan because I grew up like in school.
And now Megan Bobian steps back out as Michigan's players will take the field.
Definitely my heart will go on if I sing Dion. It's just always a good like locker room jam, bus ride jam. Like you can just play it forever. There's like no really meaning to it. Like we jam and everyone's song. And then any other than song. Like those songs are really inspirational and you're just like fired up, ready to go. Till I clap. Teammates will definitely miss, I think, just like my positive energy. Like I'm just always someone that you can go to, talk to. I'm loud. I'm usually always happy. Yeah, I just think they're gonna miss.
And now a short conference at the circle between Michigan's infielders as Megan Bobian out there for a 5th inning of work. And in the batter's box for Nebraska, Peyton Glatter. Megan Bobian, through 4 innings, has 7 strikeouts. 7 of Nebraska's 12 outs have come via the strikeout. And Peyton Glatter standing in the box for the Huskers. And Beaubien, the delivery. Glatter swings, strike one. And now the 0-1 delivery, a swinging strike two on Peyton Glatter. And Glatter steps out to take a breath. And the 0-2 delivery and ground ball into play. And Uden, routine ground ball over to first. And Sobchak throws the ball around the horn as Michigan one out in the 5th inning. And now Megan Beaubien is 2 outs away from winning this game by the mercy rule as Beaubien, first pitch taken outside for ball 1. And Beaubien consults the wristband as Lindsay Waljasper, and actually Lindsay Waljasper still in the game as a batter and foul tip that one away for a 1-1 count. Waljasper and Wallace simply switched positions. Now Wallace is pitching and Waljasper is the designated player. As Beaubien, the 1-1 delivery on its way and swung on by Waljasper, put in play way out there in right field and off the wall as Waljasper gets a double, and Megan Beaubien allows her first base runner and her first hit in what will likely be her last inning of work. And now Lindsay Waljasper will be taken out of the game. Nebraska calls for a pinch runner, and that will be number 17, Carson Fisher. And now into the box steps Courtney Wallace. And the first delivery, and Wallace looked to laid out to bunt, pulled away, but that another one, Beaubien mistimes the release, and high ball 1. And Beaubien, the 1-0 delivery, and swung on and ground ball put into play, and the throw over to first base, and Michigan gets the second out, but not before Fisher advances to third base, and now Beaubien, 2 outs. And Bree Cassidy, and possibly Nebraska's last batter, will step into the box. And the first pitch, and another one that Beaubien mistimed in the dirt, and ball 1. And Megan Beaubien, the 1-0 delivery to Cassidy. Cassidy swings on it, popped up in the air, and a routine ground ball over to Sobchak, and the game is over. And Megan Beaubien, despite not getting the perfect game or even the no-hitter, gets the shutout through 5 innings. Michigan wins 12-0 by the mercy rule. And Michigan completing the series sweep of Nebraska, their first Big Ten series of the season. Now a 3-0 conference record as the players shake hands through home plate and down the first base line. And that will bring about an end for WCBN's coverage today. Megan Bobian, a one-hit complete game shutout through 5 innings. And once again, thank you very much for listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan softball. Of course, the regular crew not able to be present today. Jeremy Parks at his home in Grand Rapids and Alex Drain on his way back from Des Moines, Iowa from coverage of the men's basketball tournament. And once again, thank you very much again for listening to coverage of Michigan softball. This has been WCBN Sports. My name is Nick Hornberg. Have a great day, everybody. And the final score by the Mercy Rule through 4.5 innings, Michigan 12, Nebraska nothing.